Hi Cardinals, I'm here to read you another story today. This is called Fletcher and the Springtime Blossoms. I've read this a lot to a lot of first grade, so maybe some of you remember this, and maybe some of you this might be a first time hearing it. It's by Julia Rullison, and the illustrations are by Tiffany Beek. Part of the reason why I really like this book is because of the illustrations, and I'll show you some of the pages where there's some texture. I really wanted to read this book to you guys because it's officially spring, and today when I got on campus there was a great deal of wind and some rain, and I believe it's wisteria that's over the arbor here outside of TK and K. The wind was blowing it, all these blossoms were blowing by me, and I thought, what a perfect book to read at this time of year. So this is called Fletcher and the Springtime Blossoms. This was donated to first grade by Nicholas Caluce, so Caroline Caluce's older brother. So that's how long I've had this book. Now let's see if I can get there we go. The woods were full of the chirping, bustling, sing-song sounds of spring. Fletcher bounced along with his nose in the air, sniffing the just-burst buds of flowers and playing chase with butterflies, his head spinning with sights and sounds. He tumbled happily down the hill into the sunny orchard, but when he picked himself up from the ground, he couldn't believe his eyes. A soft breeze danced through the branches, carrying snowy flakes. Snow? So late in spring, thought Fletcher. It would be too cold for the buds and butterflies. There's no time to lose. Looking for someone to tell, he trotted back up the hill and passed a pair of birds cuckooing on a branch. You've flown to your summer home too soon, Fletcher cried. I've been down to the orchard and there's more snow on the way. Then we should fly back south, they called. But first, we must tell Porcupine. He's just come out of his bed of leaves. He needs to snuggle back down or he'll freeze. Fletcher and the birds found Porcupine stretching and scratching. There's snow on the way, panted Fletcher. I saw it in the orchard. It'll be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south, and you must hide away. Then I should crawl back into my bed, snuffled Porcupine sadly. But first, we must tell Squirrel that he needs to hunt for food. He's eaten his winter store of nuts. He'll need to find some more. Fletcher, the birds, and Porcupine found Squirrel scampering after sunbeams. Snow is blowing in from the orchard, gasped Fletcher. It'll be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed, and you must find some more food. You're right, I've eaten my spring feast, said Squirrel, and all my stores are gone. But before I hunt for more, we need to tell the rabbits to munch as much grass as they can before the snow falls. Fletcher, the birds, Porcupine, and Squirrel hurried off again. The rabbits were rolling down the hill next to their burrow. Stop playing, cried Fletcher. There's snow blowing in from the orchard. It'll be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed. Squirrel needs to find food, and you must munch more grass. Before we eat, said the rabbits, staggering dizzily to their feet. Let's go and play in the snow. So the rabbits, hoppity-roly-poly, plopped down the hill, through the woods. They were chased by Squirrel, Porcupine, the birds, and a bouncy, full of importance fox, all the way down to the orchard, where the ground was white with blossoms. Blossoms bobbing in the branches, blossoms blowing in the breeze, blossoms blanketing the ground, and not a snowflake to be found. Those are blossoms, not snow, you foolish fox, the animals cried. Fletcher blinked and rubbed his eyes, feeling very silly. But then the animals scooped up pawfuls and clawfuls of blossoms from the ground and covered him in a tickly shower of fluttering white petals. Fletcher and his friends ran and played between the trees until at last they all collapsed in a blossomy, soft, white heap. I like how those kind of look like fingerprints. The birds fluttered back to their branch with beakfuls of blossoms to line their nest. Porcupine snuffled off up the slope, his quills dotted with tiny white petals. Squirrel went chasing up and down trees after snow-white petals dancing in the breeze, and the rabbits bounced back up the hill with blossoms to brighten their burrow. You can see how the blossoms are stuck to the porcupine. So cute. And this is the page I like because I'm going to see if we can get what the illustrator did. But Fletcher just lay smiling in his soft bed of petals, watching the blossoming branches bobbing overhead. And if you can see, I really like the way that this illustrator put some shiny, see if we can catch it a little bit, see the shininess of the blossoms, and there's our friend Fletcher enjoying all the springtime blossoms. So I will try to read some more stories to you guys as much as possible. I'm here on the ladybug side today of kindergarten. And so thank you, kindergarten teachers, for letting me use your classroom today. And I hope to see everyone soon. Bye.